2024 was another solid-ish year for LEGO Ninjago. I'd be lying if I sat here and told you this was one of the better years the theme has ever seen. Frankly, I'm getting a little bit lost in the Ninjago lore, and I also find a lot of the sets extremely repetitive. Because of this, I've been more detached from Ninjago recently. However, there are still some diamonds amongst the rough. So I gotta do what I do best. Without further ado, here are my picks for the top 10 LEGO Ninjago sets of 2024. I have only one extremely obvious rule for this video. They have to be official LEGO Ninjago sets released in 2024. Duh. So let's begin the countdown. Number 10. Micro Ninjago Cities. I'm kicking off this list by cheating a little bit. Well, a lot of it, because I've wrapped 4 sets into one entry. For those of you unaware, these Micro Ninjago Cities are micro-scale renditions of the bigger Ninjago City sets we've been getting since 2017. Those Ninjago City sets are beautifully detailed models that actually were pretty good values for the amount of parts included. However, they were super expensive and very hard to get unless you had a lot of money in your pocket. So I think it's really cool LEGO made these micro-scale versions for people to get who could not afford the bigger ones. However, there is one very significant catch on that we'll mention here in just a second. But before all that, let's hype up the builds themselves. I think they look really solid. I have a personal bias against micro scale stuff. I much prefer minifigure scale or UCS scale, not as big on the micro scale things. However, these look really darn good. The colors are great. The designs really replicate the bigger versions well with creative part usage. These are very solid builds. So what's up with the price of these sets, you may ask? Well, you have to spend 1,800 insider points on LEGO Shop at Home to actually get these sets. And the way you get 1,800 points is by spending approximately $300 after tax. So if you want to get all 4 of them, be prepared to spend over $1 grand. Obviously, you're spending that money on other LEGO products, so it's not the worst thing in the world, and ultimately insider stuff is all free. But it's so strange to me they made it such a high threshold. I wish they just released these sets for like $25, $30 each. That would have been very cool, but nope, we had this really odd rollout. So for that reason, that's why they're only number 10 on this list, but I felt like they needed a shout out here. Number 9, 71807, Sora's Elemental Tech Mech. I almost said Tex-Mex instead of Tech Mech. That would be a way different thing. When I said at the beginning of this video, LEGO Ninjago has gotten really repetitive, this is why. They made like 8 billion mechs this year alone, it seems. And there will be a couple on this list, but most of them just felt so similar to me. And this one, the only reason it makes it is because I just really like Sora's color scheme. Dark blue, white, the gold, and kind of that salmon color. Man, it looks really darn cool to me. So yeah, this set made it on the list because of a cool color scheme, and I'm not mad about it. Number 8, 71809, Egol the Master Dragon. Also, like I said, I've gotten a bit lost in the Ninjago lore, so if I mispronounce any of these names, feel free to roast me in the comments down below. I'm not quite as sick of Ninjago dragons as mechs because I just think dragons are cooler than mechs, and this one is highly unique. The head is by far the best part of this dragon. He's wearing a straw hat. That is goofy and adorable. I love that. The rest of his design is pretty basic when it comes to Ninjago dragons, but at least he has kind of a unique feel, especially with the wings are kind of tattered and battered. That's pretty cool. The set's way too expensive at $70, and I also think the color scheme isn't super exciting. It's mostly black, white, and tan, not the greatest colors in the world, but this dragon is still unique enough that it set itself apart from the rest of the pack. Speaking of Ninjago dragons, number 7 on this list is 71810, Young Dragon Ryu. Any opportunity I get to hype up a quality small LEGO set, I take it because I love products that are cheap affordable, but also have substance. It just reminds me of when I was a kid and the only thing I had was like the $7 of weekly allowance my parents would give me, and I had to save up for weeks to even get like a $20 Lego set. Having good, cheap products that aren't gimmicky things like mechs or microfighters is important, and this set is emblematic of a great small set. Only 132 pieces were enough to give us a pretty compelling and adorable looking dragon, and you also get 3 minifigures all for $16. I love that. Number 6, 71818 Tournament Battle Arena. Look, I don't want price to be the end-all be-all for my rankings, but they have to be taken into consideration, and the reason this set got a leg up on the previous few entries is because what a freaking deal, man. 6 minifigs, 659 parts for only $50 US. That is awesome. I'm also a little bit more in favor of LEGO Ninjago playsets. This isn't the best playset of the year, but it looks really cool. It's a nice location, there's a lot going on, and I really like the function at the front to have the characters fight. That kind of reminds me of some of the Star Wars like lightsaber duel sets. That's really cool. Oh, and you get 5 unique minifigures in one set and a gigantic gong. Yeah, this one is a winner. Number 5, 71821 Cole's Titan Dragon Mech. Yes, I know, I already ranted about mechs being repetitive, but this one is really darn cool. Just look at it. It has such a unique aesthetic. I love the color scheme, I love the part usage, I love the shaping. It is such a striking mech, it's hard for me not to praise this. Additionally, it's a pretty good deal at $100. Besides the fact that it only includes 1 minifigure, that just seems like a mistake. Like, I feel like most LEGO Ninjago sets come with a ton of figures, especially at the $100 price point. 1 fig in this set, I don't know what's going on there, Lego, but besides that, this thing is striking and I think it's really cool. Now I gotta say, this top 4 is leagues ahead of all the other Ninjago sets from this year. And because I'm not plugged into the Ninjago fandom quite as much as some of y'all, I actually asked for your help when coming up with this ranking. I had a poll in my community section and I ordered them based on those results. In last place for that poll was number 4, 71813 Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo. The reason I think this one got last place of these 4 final sets is because it is kind of a facade. It's not super deep from the back, which isn't the greatest thing in the world. Besides that though, I mean, look at it. Once again with color schemes in this video, I love the way the aesthetic of this color scheme looks. It's super cool with the dark blue and the bright kind of pink color. Oh my gosh, that is really great. It's also just a nice size, has some cool minifigures, albeit no exclusive characters, and I think it's just a striking piece, but it's not quite as good as our top 3. Number 3, 71819 Dragonstone Shrine. 71819 Dragonstone Shrine. I'm sorry, it rhymed. I wasn't intending that to happen, but it just kind of did. I saw Wicked recently. I'm gonna be making around to Song and Dance a lot more videos. Okay, back to this set. This is a beautiful display model. I think for kids, this is probably one of the weaker Ninjago sets of the year. There's not much playability here, but for adults, this thing is a perfect desk display piece. I love all the rocky details. I love the cherry blossom. I love the unique shaping of it. It's a very interesting and different play scale kind of location set for Ninjago. You also get 5 unique minifigures for this set, and it wasn't a bad deal at $120. I think this thing is a humongous winner, and honestly, when it was revealed pretty early in 2024, I thought it might be the best set of the year, but there were 2 more that actually really blew me away. Number 2, 71814 Tournament Temple City. If you want to know what tickles the Brickologist fancy when it comes to LEGO Ninjago sets, it's this. It's sets that look like this. I love pagoda style structures. And while I don't think this is quite as good as the Temple of Air Jitsu, it's still very impressive, and I like the base of it quite a bit. The rock structure looks really nice, and I love, again, the color scheme, the roof, and there's just so much going on with this scene. This is an excellent LEGO Ninjago set. It's probably one of the top 10 they've ever done for this theme, and frankly, I'm kind of shocked it's actually not number 1 on this list. So what is possibly better than this? Number 1, 71822 Source Dragon of Motion. You all voted this as the best LEGO Ninjago set of the year in my poll, and I am inclined to agree. I mean, just look at this thing. It is truly epic. Yeah, they do so many LEGO Ninjago dragons every single year, so you have to be something absolutely stunning to really separate yourself from the rest of the pack, and I believe this set does just that. The figs are good, not really too many exclusive ones, so that's not the best part of this set. It's also a good deal, but let's get the boring stuff out of the way and talk about the exciting stuff. You know, the dragon. First off, this thing has 1,700 plus pieces, so it's a big dragon, and it's so imposing and huge, and all of the details are very organic. It feels so natural, and I love it. Also, the fieriness of this is captured really well. I think it looks very impressive on a shelf, and the color scheme just flows together effortlessly. Finally, you got the throne section in the middle, which by itself is actually a really cool build and just so huge. This thing is larger than life. I am more than comfortable calling this by far the best LEGO Ninjago dragon of all time. This set blew my socks off. I think it is one of one. And that is why Source Dragon of Motion is the best LEGO Ninjago set of 2024. And there you have it. Those are my picks and partially your picks as well. Please comment down below with your personal lists. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.